guys, it's Kevin from Hatsune Miku. As always, thanks for checking out my newest video. So since that event report I haven't really uploaded anything. I'm actually much more busy now, have started studying again, but if everything goes to plan, I still want to go to Mirai every year. As always, my passion hasn't changed a single bit. But of course, if there's ever any new content like a new Project Diva game finally, I still want to make more videos, so yeah, nothing has changed there. I mean, just look at me. Do any of you really think my Miku love has died down a bit? Of course not. But more about this kind of stuff and other merch near the end of the video. For now, I just wanted to give you guys a new video on this channel where I talk about various cool new Miku stuff to expect in the near future, and also, so to speak, give you my professional analysis on how Miku is currently doing. Is the momentum still strong? Is the Miku love dying down around the world? Well, I'm a long-time fan, so I think I can tell you something about that in this video. Let's begin with some talk about the Project Diva series. As you might know, for quite some time there hasn't been any major changes. The only thing really still happening is that they keep releasing new extra extreme content on the arcade machine that is still slowly being removed from arcades, but I've visited Japan again this year, and while there were less machines, there's still some there, of course. And the cool thing is that we actually still get that content for free on PlayStation 4 Future Tone, so that is very cool. Apart from that, there aren't really any news, but of course there's a lot of room for speculation. I don't know if you know that, guys, but in Japan, anniversaries are a big thing, even more so than in the West. And, well, maybe it will ring a bell for you if I tell you that July 2nd, 2009 was the release of the first Project Diva game. So, you know, there were already these tweets with, you know, Sony executives, no, that's not right, Sega executives and Krypton, like, staff. They were having meetings and stuff, and of course that can like raise speculation that this was about a new Project Diva game. So who knows? Maybe they will announce at least a new Project Diva game finally on that date, or even, you know, be further in development. I don't think it's likely that they will already be releasing a new game there, but I think it's safe to say that Project Diva series isn't dead or anything like that. Of course, the momentum has kind of slowed down in that regard, but, you know, I think we can expect something for the 10th anniversary. Okay, and some quick random news. A new Miku mobile game has been released in China recently. It's called Dreamy Vocal, and yes, I'm looking at my notes, don't mind me. I actually wanted to try it out myself. It looks pretty cool, but I just couldn't get it to work. Whatever, I thought, I'm not that big on mobile games anyway. I'm just waiting for the next real Project Diva game and playing Future Tone in the meantime, I guess. But of course, that's pretty cool, so if you're not too afraid of the language barrier, it's probably just menus and stuff, maybe you're more lucky than me and you should check it out. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that Miku is doing quite strong in China. Also going to these Mirai events every year, I have definitely been noticing that there's a lot of Chinese fans there. So it makes sense, of course, for them to expand their market in China. And yeah, new Miku With You concert has taken place in China too. That's just kind of their brand of live concerts for China, it seems like, with new like songs that were played at Mirai and stuff. Yeah, Miku live concerts are always the best thing about Miku in my opinion, so it's great that people from China at least are getting more concerts. I'm not doing a retake of that. Okay, and another quick news is that Tokyo actually will have its 150th anniversary very soon, and part of the festivities will be like a Miku thing. I'm not sure what is it actually? I should have done more research on that, but there's something regarding Miku around the 150th anniversary, which will take place from October 26th to 28th. So, of course, that's pretty cool that, you know, Tokyo is kind of recognizing that Miku is also a core part of its culture. You know, of course not like in your face, but Miku is part of Japanese culture, there's so many fans, and yeah, so Tokyo is recognizing that in the festivities for, yeah, the celebration. I hope you guys are okay with me. If not, every sentence in these videos are perfect. I'm doing enough retakes as it is. Okay, let's move on to the maybe most interesting part of this video. I'm not sure. Miku Expo has already happened in the US, of course, but finally, for the first time, Miku will perform in Europe, and that's very soon already, less than 2 months, just near the beginning of December, in London, in Paris, and in Cologne, in Germany, where I will be going. So I thought I'd just give you a few predictions about what I expect, and I hope you guys will join in the comments and yeah, just participate, because I think talking about that kind of stuff is always really cool, and then, you know, see what really happens. Okay, anybody who wants to start with predictions? Well, I guess I will. I'm already doing this video here. So, in total, I don't know. You know, from the whole scale, I of course don't expect anything like Magica Mirai. I am a bit spoiled, I have to admit, because for 5 years already I have been going to these big events in Japan. And especially, of course, the 10th anniversary last year was so grand, and the scale was so big, so of course I don't expect anything like that for Miku's first concert in Europe or any concert outside of Japan. Japan is, of course, the biggest market. I mean, that's no surprise. But I don't know, I do not expect anything like just very small. Like, I think I was in Miku Expo 2016 in the US, and the scale wasn't all that big. You know, everything was kind of toned down. And while I do expect that, I heard that for Miku Expo 2014 and even this year in the US, it was just a bit more epic again. You know, the light show was better, everything was a bit bigger. So I think between Miku Expo 2016 and 2014, I would say the most, I do expect it to be bigger than 2016. I think since it's the first time Miku has been performing in Europe, I think they have to do something, you know, a bit bigger. So I think and hope that yeah, they're gonna step their game up and have like a big light show and like a really cool setup and not just like very low budget. Of course it's expensive for them, but I think it's only 3 cities. I think they can do it, and that's what I expect. But what about you guys? But the big thing, of course, what you can speculate about is what they're gonna do with the setlist. Vocaloid is such a brand field, Hatsune Miku music, there's just endless possibilities. But, well, you might think that leaves a lot of room for speculation. Not really. If you know a bit about it, of course, you can kind of narrow down what it's likely that they will do, like looking at past setlist of Miku Expo and Magica Mirai stuff. But yeah, let me tell you what I think. Magica Mirai is the big event in Japan, which gets updated every year with new songs and everything like that. But of course, these concerts need that. Japanese fans, while they love Miku, they do expect kind of, you know, not to get the same stuff every year. So, well, that's pretty cool. I do expect the Miku Expo in Europe to be more traditional. I mean, Miku has never performed there. So I think it's a very safe play for them to have the classics played there mainly. So I really think they will focus on stuff like that. We will get stuff like Senbon Sakura, Sharing the World would make sense because, you know, the whole idea about Miku spreading all across the planet, now even reaching Europe. Stuff like Melt, which was even played at Mirai recently again. Colorful Melody for Miku and then, and just the classics like Hatsune Miku no Gekusho, the intense singing, you know, stuff like that is what I expect. But I still do think, of course, that they don't completely play it safe, so I hope and think also that they will have at least some new songs from recent Mirais, like the, you know, the Inland Land medley. They had so many many cool things, like the theme song for them, Reto Johto, Bring It On, or yeah, Want to Fan Club. So I do think they will have new stuff too, but definitely they will be focusing on old stuff. But yeah, what do you guys think? I don't want to go into too much detail. I could, you know, that's kind of the guy I am. I like to actually have in-depth analysis and stuff, and I could give you like my detailed opinion on what exact songs they will play, but I think that kind of defeats the point. You guys can do that if you want in the comments, but for now I will just leave you with that. They will focus on classics, but also with a bit of new stuff. Okay, before I get close to wrapping it up, I want to quickly talk about Miku music I'm currently into. It's weird that, you know, I'm talking about Miku all the time, but not really about the music, which is like the main thing, you could argue, of course, about the whole thing, because, well, it's all about the music, right? So the coolest new release might be Aikotoba 3 by Deko Nina. He has released the first one, which is an absolute classic, yeah, when he first started making music, near when Miku was actually released, and then 5 years later, he released Aikotoba 2, and now, 10 years later, in total, he released Aikotoba 3. It's a really cool song. You should listen to it with the subtitles on, and yeah, I really love it a lot. Apart from that, I'm still listening to a lot of the Mirai songs, like Green Light Serenade. I can tell you, like actually going to these events, of course you get a much stronger connection with all of these songs, and now listening to the song, all I think about is the event and how the finale was so epic. I didn't care about the song so much, but at the event it was just so great, the best finale ever, you could say. So yeah, it was pretty amazing. So I'm still listening to these songs, Reto Johto, the Inland song, and of course also Meteor. So that's a big part of my current playlist. I actually bought a few new CDs in Japan too. At Mirai itself, I talked to Haripi, one of my favorite creators, for like 10 minutes. It was pretty awesome connecting to the producer like that. And I bought this new album called 100 Million Stars, and I've been listening to that like non-stop. It's a great album, so many like pure Miku songs are like I would call them, like where Miku is still kind of the focus, not the instrumentals and everything, which of course is still fine, but I'm as a like big Miku lover, mainly in my heart, I love when the music actually focuses on Miku more. So yeah, that's an album I absolutely love and you should definitely give it a try. Apart from that, I also bought 2 old albums. I was never really a big fan of Kino, which is a big artist who also most popular song, Glow. I never really liked it that much, but I bought his album Before Light, and it's so great. There's so many great songs, and while most of you guys who are into Miku probably already know Kino, I can recommend it for people like me who never really knew that much about him or didn't appreciate his music. It's really, really touching. And also, an old classic, the producer 19 Sound Factory. I bought Kimi to Boku Mabadu Sekai. It's such an amazing, again, pure Miku album, and there's so many things that just make me so happy listening to Miku's music, especially Kimi to Boku Mabadu. Oh yeah, that's actually the title of the album, I think, which is also the title of the song, which is my favorite, so please give it a listen. Okay, I think this segment is getting a bit out of hand, a bit too long, but a few more titles would be Misery from Yu Yo Yuppe, you know, the guy who makes metal music with Luca, so he released a cool new song. And then there's Rival by Signal P, also probably an older song, I'm not sure, but I also bought his CD on the Creators Market in Mirai, and that Bin song especially really grew me. And then there's Enma Sama no Yu Tori, which for some reason is called something like whatever Yama-san does or whatever. I don't know what's up with that translation, but that's a new song by Pinocchio P, which is always like his classic style, never disappoints. I really like that song. And then there's Creation Journey by Heavens, which is the guy who was most famous, I think, for the song called... Oh yeah, it's called Strangers, and I did not want to repeat that segment here. Yes, Strangers is his most famous song, and you can really tell it's him. It's a cool new song with Miku, I really love it a lot, and yeah. So I just wanted to share this kind of stuff with you guys, just to inspire you kind of. If you're into Miku and you might think, like, I don't know, there's not much new stuff that I'm into, you have to kind of sometimes go out of your way to do some research. I don't think many people do that. Maybe it's just because I'm so much into Miku, but it's really worth just looking for new Miku music, or of course other Vocaloids music. What I often do is listen to the weekly Vocaloid rankings, and you can find new cool stuff like that, or sometimes maybe just, you know, think about your favorite producers and look for albums you might not be familiar with yet. It's very easy, and it can really inspire you to, you know, fall in love all over again with all the music in Miku or whatever. It's, you know, a personal thing. Everybody's into different things about the fandom. To me, it's more Miku and the concerts, whatever suits you, right? So I hope that inspired you guys a bit. Okay, so what can I say about my initial point about, you know, how is Miku doing? I think it's safe to say Miku's still doing very strong. It might not be as apparent to some guys, but yeah, especially with the games kind of struggling. I mean, it's no surprise that there haven't been any games lately. And what I did tell you, I think I can expect a new game. The gaming business is a hard business, you know. You need a lot of sales to be successful, and even with the dedicated fandom, that's probably just not enough to reach a casual fan base for them to really make it worth their while to make new games. So I think there will be new games, but it's just not the most profitable thing ever. Where the money really is, of course, are the events and the merchandise. So that's why I think Miku is still doing very strong. Magica Mirai has been going on every year, and the point, in my opinion, the main point why you can be very positive is that 2017 was the big 10th anniversary. It was a big event. And of course, Miku has been doing strong for so many years. So of course the 10th anniversary was a big thing. There was no surprise. But what was really the point, I think, was that even a year later, even 2018, Miku is still doing strong. I think that is the real unusual thing, and that's how you can measure that Miku is still doing strong. Because even a year later, there's no big anniversary. I mean, 11 is nice, but you know, whatever. Miku is still doing strong even then. People are still releasing new music at the 11th anniversary. I mean, of course, everybody's releasing Miku music for the 10th anniversary, but even now, the events are doing strong. This year, of course, was a bit smaller, but, you know, you can't always top yourself. I mean, it was the big anniversary, but even then, they still announced Mirai 2019 right at the end of this year, and I think that just shows you a lot. These events are massively profitable. There's so many dedicated Miku fans like me going there every year from even faraway countries like I do, and all the merch is very expensive, but Miku fans just love this kind of stuff. They just buy it, and you know, why would they ever stop with stuff like that? As long as it's doing strong like that, as long as there is a core fan base, I don't know what to tell you. There's all these corporations happening too, and yes, I look at my notes again. This video is kind of a bit more casual, but I think the style actually kind of works. I don't know about you guys. So yeah, no worries in my opinion. For me, my love is unchanged. The feeling this year at the end of Mirai was very interesting. All this Mirai was very fun. The concerts were fun, but I was like, yeah, of course it's still great and fun, but I don't, you know, I won't be devastated like the previous year if I can't go the next year. But then the last concert happened, I was kind of sick, but I still did my best, and, you know, all my sickness didn't matter a single bit. And at the end, how, you know, it all wrapped up with a big finale and they announced Mirai 2019, it just touched me again, you know. It was more than just, oh yeah, this was great. It was the feeling was back of, I have to go, you know, next year again, and how things are looking, I can. So this is just the kind of thing I love about Miku. Sometimes you just get this feeling, it's like, oh yes, this is all worth it and I want to do it again. So I think it's not just me feeling this way, it's a lot of people around the world who feel the same. So Miku's still doing strong, my Miku love is still doing strong, and yeah, I'm excited for more, maybe more videos in the future. You know, it just depends on what Krypton is giving me to work with. Okay guys, there's a lot of unscripted free talk in this video, amounts that I usually don't put in my videos. So the video lengths might already exceed what I, you know, was planning on, but I just can't share this with you guys. In this Japan trip again, I bought so much cool new Miku stuff, especially plushies of course, because that's what I'm into the most. I just want to quickly share it with you to wrap up this video. So let's do that and then call it a day. The maybe coolest thing, and you wouldn't believe how expensive these things are, is a new costume I got for my Dolphy, finally. Believe it or not, the main reason I got this was because the standard Miku costume has such long hair, and I didn't know what I was getting into when I got my first Dolphy, or, you know, my Miku Dolphy. I'm not playing anymore. Is how hard it is to take care of the hair. So I really wanted a nice Miku with short hair, and yeah, as it so happens, I really love this costume, the Mikuzukin anyway, so it was like a no-brainer, even though it cost like €150. Whatever, now my Miku is very cute, and yeah, of course, eventually I will change her again into her standard Miku costume. Cute. Sometimes I really wonder where all this money goes. I'm spent like over €1,000 every year, and yeah, it's also a lot of the little things. Like, I mean, some people might think it's just stupid, but you know, things like that alone. One of these costs like 1,000 yen, so €10 almost for €7. But it's the little things that, you know, it's just nice collectibles. It's really, it makes me happy, and that's what counts the most, right? So yeah, this year in Japan, new wristbands, you could say, and this other one is from the Magical Sanka fan event, which was very cool too. So yeah, that's where some money goes to. I have a lot of this already. If you want to know more, please check out my merch video where I also show my room, and yeah, there's just lots of the stuff. More I have in another part of my room. So there's where some of the money goes, but always pretty nice. Okay, part of this of course is also this thing, this like headband here, which is kind of a thing that traditionally at otaku concerts, like Japanese pop culture concerts or whatever, people put on. And also this happy, it's a very popular thing at concerts too, which I never got in the past, but finally I got my first happy, which is a, you know, nice thing to put on during concerts and also during Sankey Miku videos. Very fitting. Okay, my multimedia Vocalist section has also grown a bit. Again, check this out in my actual merchandise video if you want to know more. For now, just briefly, what I was talking about, the 19th Sound Factory CD, Reflections, yeah, this is where I set the Signal P songs from, and 100 Million Lights, HDP, I recommend checking out the most. Always nice actually having the CDs, physical medium and also booklets, always nice to have. By now I have a lot of Miku shirts, but what of course the most important part for me when it comes to collecting, the plushies, and they are on 2 levels now, and of course also on my couch, as you already seen in my videos. Yeah, this to me is very important. This guy is crazy, and I'm not even a Vocaloid plushie. Baka. Okay, some of my highlights include, of course, this year's Magical Mirai 2018 plushie, so colorful and cute and pretty, as well as the fact as to how diverse my Vocaloid family is here now. Not just Miku, but they of course are important. There's Lin, Len, Luca, and then there's actually a whole family of the non-plus gift plushies. Meiko, Kaito, Luca was very hard to get, Len and Rin, and then of course there's Miku too, and even Ia. Chinese Miku, I'm not an actual big fan of the Chinese voice bank, no offense, but of course the plushie's so cute, and being a big fan of those, I had to get her too. The gift Miku I had for so many years already wasn't very happy at first when another one joined the family. At first, I thought she was a fake because look at the different color, but you know, it's a plus plushie, so they do move. She does move and everything, so she's definitely not a fake. For some reason, they just used a different fabric for the front of her. I actually got her from Amazon Japan while I was in Japan, shipped directly to the convenience next to my hotel. Pretty cute and pretty amazing story. Yes, and oh my god, what about her? She was an absolute pain to get home. She almost like took a quarter of my entire space I had in my suitcase, and I was so afraid when I bought her that she would fit, if she would fit. And yes, I mean, you can see in the reflection how massive she is. But I just had to buy her. I was like, well, if not, I would just ship her at home with other means or something. But yes, now she is here in my room, joined, you know, the big family, and yep, I'm more than happy about that.
You know, guys, I am a bit pissed. Special Miku, Sankire Miku. Am I not enough? My master every year in Japan gets so many new plushies. I'm supposed to be the star of this channel. Is that not correct anymore? I am so pissed.
Well, I sure said I'm not pissed that I got this Miku this year in Japan. It might be my favorite plushie purchase in a long time, or at least in Japan this year. I didn't like her at first, even. But she is so cute, she's so huggable. I mean, she is called a hug doll. There's also a Lin version, which is also very cute. I didn't manage to get her, but yeah, she is just amazing. And of course, this Miku is my first Miku I got, so she is very special to me. I will never neglect her. Don't you worry, Miku-chan. And Chishosa is the mascot of this channel. Man, I've totally forgotten to make clear that yes, I am gonna be at Miku Expo in Cologne, in fact, and I'm pretty excited for it, even if it's not gonna be as grand as Magica Media, of course. That's what my next video is gonna be in mid-December, my event report, and yeah. I didn't want to go through the effort setting everything back up again, Miku, come on. Well, okay, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of more casual video, more than usual. If you did, you know what's coming, you can give it a thumbs up, comment, that's important because, you know, all this discussion stuff. Share with your friends, and of course, subscribe to my channel for more Miku stuff. I can always just tell you, even if it's taking a bit longer, new stuff is coming for sure. So, until next time, and you know what's coming, my special Miku. Have a nice Miku day!